For over 60 years, entertainers like Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, and Marilyn Monroe have lifted the spirits of soldiers serving in the United States military around the globe. Tonight, we continue the tradition. Tonight, the United States Armed Forces will take part in the most patriotic show of the year. Far from home, our men and women serving overseas around the world will be treated to a slice of Americana. Tonight, with great honor, WWE and Armed Forces Entertainment pay tribute to the troops.
From the WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. And Michael, this music could only mean one superstar.
We're a long way from the 619 in San Diego, California. But Rey Mysterio has come prepared for action in full Kevlar.
Excitement level just went through the roof. Oh, wait a minute. There is no roof.
Rey having a blast like he does every year when he visits the troops in the Middle East. Uh-oh. Hey!
You know, some people would look silly wearing a mask like that. And that got one of them. We're going to have some fun here tonight.
There's Brigadier General Paul Wentz. Had the opportunity to talk with him before the show, and he mentioned he was at the Tribute to the Troops show a few years ago at Camp Spiker, and he loves it because the WWE brings a little piece of home here to the troops in the desert.
Boy, there's a picture that's worth 1,000 words. Thousands of our wonderful troops here supporting Rey Mysterio. Whoa!
The over 400-pound world's strongest man. And this is a rather unique tag team. I'm flying Rey Mysterio and the big man who loves to have fun.
Well, we got the world's greatest troops. We might as well be joined by the world's strongest man.
And Ken, we'd love to thank Armed Forces Entertainment, who look out for the soldiers year-round, especially through this holiday season. We couldn't do Tribute to the Troops without them.
Introducing their opponent from San Juan, Puerto Rico, weighing 220 pounds, Carlito.
One of the funniest things I saw the entire trip was a soldier actually take the apple away from Carlito, bite it, and spit it back in Carlito's face.
Oh, you're kidding. Couldn't happen to a more deserving guy.
The self-proclaimed Second City Saint, CM Punk, a former world champion.
Self-proclaimed saint. Looks like Mark Henry would have a different opinion of CM Punk.
Introducing his partner from Chicago, Illinois, the straight edge superstar, CM Punk.
And many of the military here in attendance today are members of the U.S. Air Force. Many volunteered, King, to build this arena from the ground up. They work 12-hour shifts on, 12-hour shifts off over here. Now, during their shifts off, they would come over and volunteer because they wanted to be a part of this huge event.
They've done an absolutely amazing job, as all our troops do.
And there's a great feature, if you want to check it out, about the building of this arena on WWE.com.
There's a great feature. Send a little love home.
So tag team action to kick things off. Rey Mysterio, Mark Henry against CM Punk and Carlito.
Our troops already calling for a 619.
Rey Mysterio's move that normally finishes off opponents. CM Punk would like quiet, which I don't think he's going to get much of out of the thousands of
It actually did silence them for a minute. Our troops are used to obeying orders.
619! This stadium here, King, is named after Airman First Class Antoine Holt and all of the fallen airmen of Balad Air Base. Used to be a former training facility for Iraqi athletes. In fact, an Olympic-sized swimming pool and diving facility located just behind the back wall of this stadium used by the military.
Look at this.
Look at Mysterio, kick out by Punk at 2. Tribute to the Troops show, really become an annual event. Thanks in part to former superstar John Bradshaw Layfield. JBL visited Afghanistan on a tour, visiting troops 8 years ago.
Man, look what it's grown into.
Yeah, this really rose out of his idea. We'd like to thank JBL for that. Look at Punk mocking Mysterio.
Come on, Ray Ray!
Well, CM Punk wanted to show off a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna try it again. Uh-oh. Well, let's see CM Punk show his muscles to the world's strongest man.
The over 400-pound Mark Henry. Wow. CM Punk may want to enlist the use of those 2 strikers. One is a missile launcher positioned here around the ring to help him with Mark Henry. Look at the strength of Henry.
Yeah. Looks like CM Punk's about to be launched like a missile. Oh, no, dropped like a bomb.
Uh-oh, I think Mark and Ray are gonna have a little bit of fun.
This is a great tag team. Oh,
Air Force loves that. Hook of the leg, he's got him here. Oh, and it's Carlito breaking up the 3 count. Oh! Tribute to the Troops, airing tonight, of course, on NBC and all around the world on the Armed Forces Network. Can you believe, King, WWE has been providing programming to the Armed Forces Network for over 20 years.
Hey, wait a minute. This may take 20 years off the life of CM Punk and
that's the 619 we told you about earlier.
A double 619. That would be like a 1238.
Look at Mark Henry. World's strongest slam. Mysterio West Coast pop the cover. Henry and Mysterio win.
Man, that's an impressive victory. You know, I like this team of Rey Mysterio and Mark Henry. Rey can stay in shape just running laps around Mark.
Of Rey Mysterio and Mark Henry.
You're not the only one that likes this team. Standing ovation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, still to come tonight on Tribute to the Troops. The United States Champion, The Miz, meets the Intercontinental Champion, John Morrison, here tonight.
And that is not all. Still to come, this very special match. First time ever in Iraq. WWE Championship on the line. Chris Jericho trying to take it from John Cena.
Well, let's look at some of the great images of our troops.
Wishing you a happy holidays from the BJCC Black Lions!
Now this next introduction goes to a man who flew here all the way from the North Pole. And with him, he brought loads and loads of goodies and gifts, because I know you've all been good this year. Everybody put your hands together for Santa Claus!
Well, I know what I want for Christmas.
And that would be Eve. Welcome back to Tribute to the Troops.
Yeah!
On NBC.
Y'all gonna help me crank this up? Let's crank it up! Here we go, here we go! You come over there, what's up? You feel me? Stand up and say what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? You can get with this, or you can get with that. You better get with this, cause it's the way it's at. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Leading the competition, make them disappear like your favorite magician. And I ride it till the wheel fall off. I bounce back to back till the neck gets soft, and I haven't even started yet. You can better believe I'm gonna take it up with Social Bet. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Michael, this Santa's really talented. You Santa wrapped presents, but this Santa just wraps.
Tribute to the Troops 2009. What's up? What's up? I'm gonna tell y'all what's up. I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. People talking about me. They say, Santa, you put on a couple of pounds. Okay, I have. You know why? Because y'all leave them goodies down there for me when I come down the chimney. You know what I'm saying? So what do I supposed to do? I eat it up. Do y'all get a sweet tooth every once in a while, right? If you get a sweet tooth, give me your amen. Amen. Okay, well, I got a sweet tooth that's gonna tip your tummy, cause Santa Little Helpers is hot and sticky like honey. Come on out!
That's the whole truth. Hey, you know, Santa reminds me of a WWE superstar by the name of Marshall, doesn't he?
Like that.
I like this.
Thank me for
The
that.
WWE Divas.
The Bellas, Layla, Alicia, and Kelly Kelly.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Give everybody something.
Handing out gifts.
I love this.
Everybody wants something.
You mean that's not the real Santa? I should have known when he sold me that naughty diva list of his.
We giving away everything.
Oh, man. They're giving away kisses. The demons are giving away kisses.
Oh, Christmas has come early this year in Iraq.
Yeah, kisses, and there's not even any mistletoe. Oh, I'd love to find all these divas under my tree Christmas morning.
All the way. Kisses too. Y'all gotta thank me for that.
Thank you, Santa.
I'm gonna show Santa some love.
And Michael, I understand we have another very special guest on the program that we want to thank.
Yeah, King, the WWE is honored to have the President of the United States, Barack Obama, as part of the show this year. The President had these gracious words for the troops and their families.
As Americans across the country gather with family and friends at this joyful time of year, Michelle and I would like to wish our men and women in uniform a safe and happy holiday season. We are grateful for your service, we honor your sacrifice, and our thoughts and prayers are with all those who will be spending this holiday far from home. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
To be able to come over here and say hi and let all these guys and girls know that have been forgotten really is something that I look forward to every year.
For the soldiers to open up the doors and let us feel a part of their lifestyle is incredible.
They're literally risking their lives.
These are my heroes.
Luckiest man in the world right now. Now I'm Lawrence Jericho in this uniform.
Say hello to my little friend.
Woo! I can rock and roll with the best of them.
The first year I came down to Iraq, I actually wore this in the ring. My tag team partner that night was Eddie Guerrero. It's gonna stay with the best dancer. We got a winner right here, dog. That's a lot of meaning to me.
Thank you very much. I got promoted yesterday, and then they come out here today. It's just perfect for me right now. It's really good.
That was insane.
I don't care if they lost every match in their life. Just the simple fact they're here. Came out here.
They're here.
That's one of the best things that ever happened in my life, man. She was looking good and smelling good, and I was just loving the whole scenery.
I am The Miz, and I'm awesome!
Y'all keep the people in America happy, we keep the world happy. And when y'all come visit us, we're happy.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hi, I'm General Dave Petraeus, Commander of the United States Central Command. And on behalf of the more than 230,000 soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen deployed in the Central Command area, I want to say thanks to the WWE for this great tribute to our men and women in uniform. Our troopers are doing magnificent work in Afghanistan, Iraq, and indeed throughout the world.
we build schools and actually start the next generation of people in the country in the education system.
Many of them will celebrate the holidays while deployed, defending our nation's freedoms, far from home and far from loved ones.
That's my wife, Katie.
And this is my fiance, Catalina Cedeño.
They and their families have made enormous sacrifices, in many cases deploying multiple times and enduring long separations from those at home while carrying out important missions in challenging conditions against tough enemies. They and their families are most deserving of the tribute you are paying to them.
And indeed, this is why the WWE is in Joint Base Balad this holiday season, the largest military installation in northern Iraq for tribute to the troops.
And Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler calling the action from our WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. And Michael, you've heard the expression, the worst is yet to come? Well, he's just arrived.
The following contest is a champion versus champion match set for one fall. Introducing first from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing 231 pounds. He is the current WWE United States champion, The Miz.
Now, before we talk about The Miz, I want to go back and, well, thank General Petraeus for being on our program and for those awesome words that he had for our troops.
General David Petraeus, the commander of the U.S. Central Command, the architect of the very successful surge here in Iraq. Miz set for action against a former friend and a former tag team partner.
This. I love John Morrison's entrance. He's even got slow motion here in Iraq.
Introducing his opponent from Los Angeles, California, weighing 224 pounds. He is the WWE Intercontinental Champion, John Morrison.
Nice matchup, champion versus champion, but as many of you may know, John Morrison lost the Intercontinental title at the pay-per-view tables, ladders, and chairs last week to the up-and-coming Drew McIntyre.
We said The Miz and John Morrison former friends, but now if The Miz wants a friend, he's going to have to buy a dog.
So Miz versus Morrison here.
And you know, speaking of dogs, let me tell you what a rotten kid The Miz was growing up. One Christmas when he was 8 years old, he told his mom he wanted a dog for Christmas. She said, no, you'll have turkey like everybody else.
Miz and old Dan going to work on Morrison. Hey, King, we got to thank our good friend Art Myers. Art, of course, orchestrated the original Tribute to the Troops show, part of Armed Forces Entertainment. Right. But he didn't make it this year because he didn't want to miss his anniversary with his wife for a 7th straight year.
Well, Art Myers, absolutely a phenomenal guy. Oh, watch out here.
Whoa! Morrison hooks the leg, shoulders down, kick out by The Miz. You see the thousands of troops in attendance here tonight. Of course, part of the all-volunteer armed forces. Our superstars like Miz and Morrison volunteer to be on this trip, but of course, King, that pales in a comparison what our troops are going through.
So, whoa, man! Morrison almost went through that retaining wall there.
Also like to thank our good friend Colonel Ed Schock. You know, he planned out the whole trip from when the WWE superstars left Andrews Air Force Base in Washington till they arrived here in Iraq. Miz into the cover, hooks the leg on Morrison, and a kick out by Morrison.
Let's take one more look at the misfortune happening to Morrison at the hands of The Miz.
And I think Morrison could have used some help from Colonel Schock there. Colonel Schock, of course, responsible for the safety of our superstars here in Iraq, and of course put this entire trip together this year.
Well, a tremendous amount of hard work, and he did a super job. Couldn't have turned out better. Miz talking a little smack now.
Of course. He even talks smack to the troops.
You suck! You suck! You suck!
But he gets it back in Morrison.
Miz says the only thing he regrets is that he can't actually sit out with the audience and watch himself perform.
I don't think he'd even be welcome in this audience.
Morrison trying to put Miz in position. He does for a superplex.
But can Morrison capitalize? Morrison just rolls into the cover on The Miz. Does he have him in a kick out by The Miz at 2?
Oh, that was close.
And Morrison perhaps getting a bit frustrated, but looking to put away Miz here.
Morrison got in mind. High-risk maneuver.
Miz saw it coming, rolled out of the way. And look at Miz. Feet on the ropes.
Hey!
That's illegal here in the WWE. And Miz picks up the win.
The winner of this match, The Miz.
Up next on Tribute to the Troops, the WWE title is on the line. John Cena is in action.
You know, John Cena is the first superstar that's always front and center to volunteer to come here. Tribute to the Troops is the highlight of John's year.
I can't even begin to tell you what an honor and a privilege it is to stand here among you. This is my 6th year now coming over for you guys. Everybody knows my passion for the armed forces is no secret. From the dog tags I wear into the ring to the salute I give every single night for the admiration of every man and woman serving this country. I am a proud American, and it is you that protect the freedoms of the flag that I live under, and I thank you for that. I've been lucky enough to travel here with the WWE, and I'll be quite honest, in that amount of time I've seen so much, I've met so many people. It really has been a blast. It is a treat every year to come and entertain you guys. There are those times when morale gets down. I want you guys to remember exactly who you are and why you're here. I am surrounded by a group of heroes. I am surrounded by the most elite fighting force on this earth. I speak for the entire WWE universe. I speak for the entire United States of America. We are proud of you. We support you. We love you. We miss you. Get home soon. Thank you so much.
The following contest is set for one fall, and it is for the WWE Championship.
Oh, and those were the Bella twins that we saw in that Troops shout-out. They'll double your pleasure and double your fun.
Yeah, first trip to Iraq for the Bellas. They've had an absolutely wonderful time. And as we saw, they were actually in Camp Liberty. Just because we're doing the show here at the Balad Air Base, we visited forward operating bases all over Iraq this week.
Well, here comes Chris Jericho, and one thing you can say about him, glad he's not a twin.
Well, he is the former Unified Tag Team Champion. Many of you might know that Jericho and the Big Show lost the Unified Tag Team titles to G-Generation X about a week ago at the Table, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view.
Just don't give him a microphone. This guy starts talking. His speeches are longer than Bernie Madoff's prison sentence. Here we go!
Born out of the respect for the U.S. Armed Forces. John Cena's salute on the way to the ring. Speaking of tables, ladders, and chairs, John Cena lost the WWE Championship to Sheamus, the up-and-comer from Dublin, Ireland at that event.
Michael, you look around this this arena, and you see the smiles on the faces. This is an amazing sight. But every year our WWE superstars come over here to try to impress and bring some joy to the troops. But it's our superstars that leave being impressed and actually overwhelmed by these great soldiers.
And the VIPs are out here in force as well, including the gentleman we saw earlier, Brigadier General Paul Wentz and Brigadier General Robert Harris there on the right.
Introducing the challenger at 226 pounds, Chris Jericho. And his opponent from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, he is the current WWE Champion, John Cena.
Cena set for action with Chris Jericho. Moments ago, we saw Brigadier General Robert Harris, who, for the first time ever, stepped into a WWE ring here today. And, well, he addressed the troops before the show, thanking them for their service.
He also said they were the best, the brightest, and he said our troops are what make our nation great, and that's exactly right.
Cena, Jericho. Looked like they were going for a tie-up, and of course Jericho with a kick to start things off in this matchup. I mentioned before, we were at Joint Base Balad. King, this is the home of the 332nd Expeditionary Force, home of the Red Tails, so to speak. And once home of the Tuskegee Airmen, who of course the first African-American pilots enlisted to go to war in World War II by President Roosevelt. Called the Red Tails because of the color scheme on the tails of their plane. What's this? Ooh, nice fisherman's by Cena. Quickly into the cover, hooks the leg, and a kick out. And WWE superstars and many of the support staff here received coins with the red tail on them in honor of the Tuskegee Airmen and the WWE's visit here to Balad.
Well, as I said before, you know, our superstars come here to Iraq, but they wind up, I mean, they leave with more than they came with. I mean, it's just such an unbelievable experience.
Jericho, hook of the leg on Cena, and a kick out at 2 by John Cena. 7th annual tribute to the troops. An extraordinary event this year. Again, would like to thank the President of the United States, Barack Obama, for his gracious words earlier on today.
Bad-mouthing John Cena. He's got something in mind here. Oh, my goodness.
And suddenly, Jericho is in control with the WWE title on the line. Can Cena get back in it when we return to Tribute to the Troops on NBC?
So we've got 6 great Americans from the Black Lions that are re-enlisting to stay Army, and that is powerful.
You guys are getting to witness 2 of the greatest things that happen, you know, in our career. We get to re-enlist soldiers to stick around, and we get to promote soldiers who do a great job.
Couldn't be more proud to be standing here with them today.
The re-enlistment ceremony was so amazing. It was actually, you're trying to hold back tears. It was extremely touching.
I am excited. Jacob Michael Kennedy. Michael Carrier.
Louis Fallen Mayor.
Matthew Emmerich Stilts.
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And I will obey the orders
of the President of the United States
and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to regulations
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
You know, all the boys got double kisses.
And we had, of course, our guests from the WWE here, and it means a lot to the boys of the Black Lions and everybody here that you came all this way to visit us.
This is WWE Tribute to the Troops. Chris Jericho versus John Cena. WWE title on the line. Jericho going for the walls of Jericho. Can he roll Cena on his belly?
Cena's in trouble here. He's got it. Jericho has Cena.
And Cena trying to scratch, perhaps crawl to those bottom ropes, but Jericho's got this submission maneuver locked in.
We saw earlier before this match started, John Cena giving that Black Lion symbol. He needs a call on it right now.
Looking for the STF. Locked into Jericho, another submission maneuver. And Jericho in trouble, needs to make it to the bottom ropes to break this hold, or Cena will win if Jericho taps out. and makes it. Forces the hold to be broken. You know, King, WWE superstars traveled over 6,000 miles, 22 hours to get here from Andrews Air Force Base in Washington. And I want to send out a special thanks to the crew of the C-17, the 3rd Airlift Squadron, for the airlift support here, including Senior Loadmaster Advisor Ned Flanders, also Major Dan Cooley, Staff Sergeant Chris Tripp, Technical Sergeant Ruben Pinheiro, and the Director of Flight Medicine, Major Dan O'Connor.
You didn't get sick on the flight over, did you?
No. And a great counter for Jericho, as it looked like Cena was going for the attitude adjustment for the top rope. That would have put Jericho away.
Big headbutt there by Jericho. Cena's down. Look out.
Jericho. Cena rolls through, and look at the strength of Cena.
Oh, man.
Up on his shoulders.
Oh, my gosh.
Attitude adjustment. Cena victorious in Iraq.
The winner of this match and still WWE Champion, John Cena.
Well, I knew Grandma got run over by a reindeer, but Chris Jericho just got run over by John Cena.
Tribute to the troops brought to you by the WWE and Armed Forces Entertainment.
The winner of this match, John Cena.
And I think I can speak for all the WWE superstars and divas when I say to our troops, we thank you and we support you.
You just feel the energy in the air. Everybody's buzzing, everybody's anxious. It feels pretty cool.
Tell me what we've all been looking for. Holding out and waiting for much more. We've heard it all before, but everything is gonna change. Everything we've known will never be the same. Everything is gonna change. Tell me what we've all been fighting for. We've crashed and burned, we've hit the floor. We've seen it all before, but everything is gonna change. Everything we've known will never be the same. Everything is gonna change. Starting
And on behalf of the more than 230,000 soldiers deployed in the Central Command area, I want to say thanks. May God bless our great country and each and every one of you serving around the world and their families at home.